Hi everyone, I'm so sorry that I got late. I had so much in plan today to do. I have to do preview of India versus New Zealand first test, then Pakistan versus Bangladesh, which is happening on Friday at Chicago. But I can't do it because on tomorrow because I have a busy schedule. That's why I'm not bringing in guests also because it's too late at night and I want to finish this ASAP. And also, I'm going to do the review of day 1 to 4 of Sri Lanka versus West Indies first test match. So I'll be doing all. First of all, we'll be obviously going for through India versus New Zealand first test match because that's the most important. I mean, for the test championship cycle happening 2021 to 2023, India's first test assignment. We know how dominant they are at home, and this is going to be a good challenge for New Zealand, especially how they are going to deal with spin. Especially, it's going to be a spin-friendly crack at Kanpur, and most probably India and New Zealand will go with three spinners. So that's going to be my analysis. I think India and New Zealand will both go for three spinners. We have yeah. Yeah, Aryan. Yeah, I'll take your comments at the end for sure. So obviously, this is the 22nd Test match at Kanpur, and in 21 instances, India have won, I think, the last three Test matches in Kanpur, and the last Test match has been 5 years ago between India versus New Zealand, where India has won the Test match back in 2016, and I think the first Test match has been in 1952 in Kanpur. So out of that, India have won 7 out of 21 Test matches, and there has been 12 drawn matches. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting Test match, and yeah, we'll go through the India versus the pitch report also tomorrow, and quickly we'll go through everything what's happening. So yeah, as you can see, it's a 33,000 the capacity, and yeah, it's obviously in Pradesh, where they've hosted multiple international matches. And yeah, and 2017 it has hosted its first day night ODI match between India versus New Zealand. Yeah, it has an extensive capacity of around 45,000, and it's called the Modi Stadium. And India has only lost two matches in Kanpur and has a luck association. Yeah, thanks for sports matic for that. Yeah, so going to be a very interesting match. Obviously, we go through the pitch conditions for tomorrow. It says I think three most probably I think three spinners, I think, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. I mean, both sides might go. It's going to be a spin friendly crack. As you can see here, wicket expected to play spin, but obviously New Zealand's challenge, is New Zealand going to deal with spin, and how New Zealand is going to deal with spin. um, so that's the biggest challenge. Will deal with Indian spinners, because I think Indian spinners, especially Aksha Patel and Ashwin, especially Aksha Patel and Ashwin, I think will be the most decisive factor for India. And Aksha Patel, especially in Indian conditions, he has been in terrific form, and I think he's definitely going to trouble the New Zealand batsman. But I think the biggest challenge now is that opening spot. Especially, this is what I'm saying. And Kane Williamson is a really good batsman against spin, so I'm expecting him to get some runs. Ross Taylor is back in the test squad after a long time. Lot of comments have come here. Yeah. Sports Beat here says Ashwin or Jadeja, who will be the highest wicket taker? Actually, I will go with Ashwin sports bit, because I think Ashwin in Test cricket. I mean, Jadeja, we saw how he's struggling overseas, but at home also we know how Jadeja is effective as a left arm spinner. He gets those variations, the release points, and especially with his leg brace, and how he pitches. Obviously, good offside off, getting it towards the stumps. Yeah, so Jadeja is also effective, but I think Ashwin with his carom delivery, especially, I think Ashwin, he knows his conditions very well. He is the number two test bowler, if I'm not mistaken. Has been good. I don't know why he wasn't being included in the recent test series overseas. I was surprised of that. But Ashwin is decisive, especially that in the England test series he didn't play three test matches. He played the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but yeah, um, when Jadeja played at home, India lost only one test. Yeah, that's why. Definitely Jadeja is playing. I'm telling you, they have to go with three spinners. I'm definitely going with Jadeja, Ashwin, and Aksha Patel. I have included all three of them in my playing 11. In my playing 11, I don't know what India will go with, but I expect India to go with three spinners tomorrow. Yeah. Um, yes, as direct hit here says, India should win it 2-0. Yeah, they have to. Yeah. Sport bit here says, so now due to absence of Devon Conway, whom do you think will be opening along with Tom Latham? Yeah, so as you can see here, my playing 11, I think Will Young will open with Tom Latham for me, because Will Young for me, I think he's a young player. I've seen him playing in the England Test series. I am convinced that Will Young will open with Tom Latham, and I want to see Tom Blundell replace BJ Watling and play that middle order role for me. I think Tom Blundell is a good experience for him, especially a challenging overseas test series happening with India. I want to see how Tom Bundle adapts playing in the middle order, especially since he opens, I think, in domestic cricket. I want to see how Tom Bundle experiences being a middle order, and I think he's a good replacement for BJ Watling. He's a big miss for sure. BJ Watling is a big gap for New Zealand to fill. But I think Tom Bundle is a, if he gets a few test matches, we'll see how he does. But for me, I will obviously go with Latham and Young, Williamson and number three, Taylor, Ross Taylor and Kane Williamson, most experienced pair. I hope they do well against the Indian spinners, how they deal with them. Henry Nichols, obviously in the squad. Tom Bundle will be my wicket keeper. Santner, Patel, Somerville, those will be my three spinners. I know how Patel bowled against Sri Lanka in 2019. I know how effective Patel and Somerville were in subcontinental conditions. So I will back both of them, and Saudi and Wagner will be my two spinners. But now India, the problem is about number 4 and number 5. Whether Rahane will bat at number 4 or Iyer will bat at number 4, that's the questions many people ask. I think Iyer should bat at number 4. I think with Pujara, if Gill and Pujara gets out, who knows what happens? Because Mayank is usually the aggressive batsman for me. Even Gill at times he can be aggressive, but Mayank Agrawal, for me, he's a very aggressive batsman, and I think this is good. This is good that actually for Gill, this is good that KL is injured. I'm sad. I'm actually sad that KL Rahul is injured. I hope he recovers very soon. Wish him all the best. But I think this is a good opportunity for Gill once again, with his technique, his approach, because otherwise he'll be playing in the middle order if KL Rahul had to open with Mayank Agrawal. So this is a good opportunity to Gill to take his place back. KL Rahul is obviously no brainer; he should be opener, but at least challenge Mayank Agrawal in this test match to see who's the highest run scorer. This is a good challenge for Shubman Gill, in my opinion. Also good opportunity for Iyer in future test matches to see how he performs, because in Indian conditions we know Pujara has been outstanding. His average is superb when it comes to Indian conditions, and for me I think he's the anchor and he never loses his place. And definitely when Virat Kohli comes back, obviously Shiraz Iyer will have to lose his place, obviously. But this is good for Shiraz Iyer for the future of India cricket. We can see he definitely can be in the playing 11 for India, obviously, in 2 to 3 years' time. So this is a good challenge for Iyer. So for me, I've gone with Mayank Gill as openers, Pujara, Iyer, Rahane, Saha, Jadeja, Akshay, and Ashwin, obviously three spinners, and I will go with Umesh and Siraj. If Siraj is injured, as we know, he had a split in his front finger. Hope he recovers. I hope he's 100% right now. So if he's not fit, then I'll go with Ishan Sharma. There's so many comments here. Yeah. Rohan here says Ajas not be taken lightly. Players using good footwork like Mayank and Pujara can play late. Yes, I agree. Patel should not be taken lightly for sure. Left arm spinner, similar sort of action to Jadeja, I would say. Patel, but I think Jadeja has more variations and he's more effective when it comes to Indian conditions. But you never can take Ajas lightly, as Rohan said. Yes, very true. Yeah. Yeah, FC's stats for Iyer are good. Yeah, he 52, I think, if I'm not mistaken, his first class stats. We'll go through Iyer for a second. Yeah, As Aryan said, I think his first class stats I went through, it was 52. So it is no brainer to get him more than Surya Kumar Yadav for me. Um, definitely, definitely expected Iyer to play ahead of Sky, because his approach, especially Iyer's approach, his style, his technique, it suits Test cricket for me more than Sky, because Sky for me, in white ball format, he's way better than Iyer. No question about that. Sky, even in Test cricket, you can't question him that much, because he's a seriously good player for me. Definitely, he'll debut for India soon for Test cricket. I can guarantee that. Any Indian fan will also agree with me. But I think Iyer should go ahead. I know Iyer and Surya Kumar Yadav play in the same team. I think in domestic cricket, I think both of them play for Mumbai. I think Sky, under his leadership only, I think Iyer performed also. Both of them play, obviously, in the Ranji Trophy. They both play for Mumbai. Surya Kumar Yadav used to captain Mumbai, and Iyer used to play under him. But as you can see, the first class stats, 52 average is superb for me. 12 hundreds, only, even though he played 54 first class matches, I think he's only 26. He definitely in his 30s, I think he definitely be in the test squad, and this is a good opportunity for me in my knowledge. Yeah, so yeah, good information over there from the direct hit. If Rahane flops, will he be dropped now? Good question. Good question. Sports beat over there. He's the he's the captain right now. I don't think you can drop Rahane, because I'm not sure whether I don't know whether how long Kohli will remain as captain. So that's another question. But I don't think. I think Rahane at times he makes very crucial innings, especially in the second innings. He can get you that quick 40 or 50. Yeah, but let's see this series. I don't think this series itself determines whether Rahane will be dropped. You have to see how he performs another overseas test series before considering dropping him. Because usually in home series, these Indian batsmen do very well, especially. But I think Rahane should be tested at least one more overseas test series, and then consider whether you drop him. Right now, I won't drop him for sure. Direct hit here says depends on Dravid's call. What I think is still no, but needs to take hard call. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One more overseas series if he flops, and especially the fifth test match, yeah, then he could. Yeah. I'll talk about Bangladesh versus Pakistan later. Right now, Sportbit here says, but Saha hasn't performed so well to be in the team. Yeah, I agree with you. But the thing is, yeah, it is a big surprise for me also. If KL was playing, definitely I don't think Saha would have been even considered. KL would have been the wicket keeper. But good chance for Saha to grab the opportunity for me. And yeah, direct hit here also says Saha will make it sport bit. He's more experienced keeper to spin. Yeah, I completely agree. Especially with his knowledge on the three spinners and to tackle them, I think definitely Saha is the wicket keeper they should go to. Ajaz Patel, Issodi is not picked in this test series, Menuja. Yeah. Yes, win the toss and bat. Yeah, we saw what happened with Sri Lanka versus West Indies also. The team who won the toss and batted is at the advantage right now. Yeah, Kanpur is definitely completely different conditions compared to Sri Lanka. It's a spin-friendly crack, as they say. They haven't played. I mean, it's good. It's a good test for India as well, for the Indian Test squad, because they haven't played in Kanpur for 5 years. So this is a good ideal test for India as well, and this is a good advantage for New Zealand also. As we say, it can be a challenge for New Zealand to face spin. I think this is a good opportunity for New Zealand to grab, and especially Kane Williamson being rested for the 2020 series and him coming back very fresh. I expect Kane Williamson to give a challenge to the Indian spinners, in my opinion, and he's the one to watch for me. But still, India are at the advantage. Don't count me wrong. India can win this 2-0, but still, I think New Zealand can give them a challenge. Yeah. Rohan here says India inexperienced batting, so New Zealand look good. Yes, I agree. So be not teasing Kanpur to begin with. Depends on pitch. If slow, then yeah, I agree. Day 4, especially day 3 and day 4, the pitch can be very slow, and that is where spinners can come at advantage either. That's why whoever wins the toss should bat first, because I think India, especially second innings, they can wreck that New Zealand order. If they can get Williamson and tail out, I think India have a good chance of exploiting the weakness of New Zealand middle order for me. And but still don't count out New Zealand. I'm saying don't count out New Zealand. So, anyways, New Zealand also have a advantage. If they win the toss, they also could be at an advantage, because last 5 years they haven't been. I mean, India hasn't played in Kanpur as well. I think India, Nitish, I think India, they are obviously home favorites, but don't count out New Zealand still. Direct hit cases, but I think Jamieson for Young and Bundle to open. No, I disagree. I don't want Jamieson, Aryan. I think I will go with three spinners for New Zealand, because they have Saudi and Wagner already. And for me, I think Young is a good opener. I do agree Bundle can open with Latham, but I think Bundle can instead go and help the middle order for me. And he's a good. He could potentially be a good replacement for BJ Watling. That's why he's a big, massive gap that New Zealand have to fill, especially after the Test Championship. Of how he's played in that middle order. BJ Watling is a name you cannot forget. I mean, if you are a New Zealand cricket fan, if you are a Test cricket fan of New Zealand, BJ Watling, you come into your mind and you know the innings that he has played, very crucial innings. BJ Watling has played over the past. I can't remember. He's played countless amount of match winning innings, and especially saving New Zealand. I mean, edging them to victory, and that is why they won the Test Championship in the first place. BJ Watling, especially in home Test series. So for me, Bundle can actually be a good replacement for that. Yeah. Please don't give constructive criticism. I'll block you, Nitish, if you keep on saying that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Rohan here says mainly flat and good to bat, slow and low, day 4. Yes, I agree with you, Rohan. Yeah, reports are saying Ishant will play. Yeah, if Ishant's playing, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure about Siraj's injury, so you might be knowing more. Direct hit. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, day 1 and 2, yes, that's why batting first. Yeah, I agree with you completely. Because it's a spin friendly track, it can get slow. Definitely day 1 and 2 is definitely good to bat. We know it's subcontinental conditions, especially you have to win the toss and bat first, because the second innings, especially when it comes to day 4 and 5 spinners, especially the team that takes the lead in the first innings definitely has the advantage to win. Whether it's India or New Zealand, you take that lead in the first innings, definitely you have the chance to win if you have those spinners to bank on you. So yeah. Yes, Ishan should play. Is not sure of Siraj's. That's why I'm not sure about Siraj's injury concerns. If that is so, yeah, then yeah. So I think India have a good chance of winning, even though they haven't played for 5 years. I'm still banking on India. Obviously, it's their home. It's their home ground that India are playing. They are playing at home conditions. New Zealand are playing overseas conditions. And especially India strong test side. Even though they don't have Virat Kohli, they don't have KL Rahul, they don't have yeah, they don't have Shami also. So six players, I think 5 or 6 key players that are not there for India, but still I think this India side is strong, and I think they'll win the test match. I think I'll also go with a 2-0, but definitely India winning the series. But perhaps I can see a drawn match also happening. I can see a drawn match happening, but I don't think New Zealand can win a test match in Indian conditions. Very hard, very hard. If they are going to win, I think they have to win the first test match for me, because this is the opportunity. And let's see who wins the toss. Toss will be a factor, but still, I think the team who takes the lead in the first innings, will be the winner, whether you win the toss or you lose the toss. And I think if India wins this series also, they'll become number 1 in the rankings. So yeah, so that's a thing to point out as well. Yeah, so that's it. I think I predict a India win in that first test. After that, obviously we'll do a post match. But I don't see New Zealand winning. I think New India will win this test match at Kanpur. Yeah, let's go to Pakistan versus Bangladesh quickly. So yeah, so obviously this is the first test match at Chattogram. The last test match that Pakistan and Bangladesh played was that thriller against West Indies, where West Indies chased that mammoth 395. I think against that mammoth 395. So that was the last time that Bangladesh played, and they lost that. And only two times I think Bangladesh have beaten a test nation in Chattogram. Yeah, as you can see here, Bangladesh have only won twice at Chattogram. So this is very worrying signs for Bangladesh, especially in my opinion. And yeah, very concerned, especially no Shakib. So yeah, Shakib is ruled out of the playing 11, so that's another worrying. Yeah, Shakib is ruled out of this Test match series due to he hasn't recovered from his hamstring injury still. We have another comment here. If India bats first, high chance to win. Else maybe a draw. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Rohan. Yeah, if New Zealand win the toss, they'll obviously also will bat, and I think yeah, could be a draw. But I want to say this: Mahamadullah has retired from Test cricket after serving his nation for 12 years. Mahamadullah has decided to retire from Test cricket. When he's played 50 Test matches, scored 2,914 at an average of 33, and has picked up 45 wickets also at an average of 45. So Mahamadullah has announced his retirement after 12 long years. Has been the ODI captain, and he's been the white ball format captain. I'm not sure whether he captained in Tests, but as you know, Mahmudullah, fantastic average, brilliant career for, in my opinion, has served Bangladesh cricket, has been a great servant for Bangladesh, and can't question his retirement. He's played his last Test match against Zimbabwe and was not picked in this tour. But now he has decided to retire from Test cricket. So, what a fabulous career from Mahmudullah, and best wishes for you. Yeah, we quickly go through. So obviously we know it's in Chattogram, the test match, and yeah, let's go through. I think Bangladesh obviously have only won two, if I'm not mistaken, in my opinion. Bangladesh in tests, they are not that great, I would say, except for 2015. They haven't been great. As you can see here, this is the match. Memorable. One of the best matches that I have ever watched. Bangladesh versus West Indies. When West Indies chased that 395 target, who would have expected Bangladesh to lose this test match? And this is the last test match that they played at Chattogram. Brilliant innings by Kyle Mayers, and that's where he got recognized as well. And yeah, that's the test match where West Indies won. So last test match that Bangladesh have won is back in 2018 at Chattogram, and they've only beaten Zimbabwe and West Indies. So there's no question Pakistan come as favorites. 100% they come as favorites. So yeah, nothing much to talk about this test. I also expect Pakistan to win this 2-0. But there will be some questions raised for Pakistan as well. But I think Pakistan team is more settled than Bangladesh in this test match. Yeah. For me, this is my playing 11 for Pakistan. My openers will be Man Al Haq and Azhar Ali. I think so many people question whether Abid Ali can open with either Imal Al Haq or Azhar Ali. But I will go with Iman Al Haq and Azhar Ali on Friday. If I was the selector, I will go with them as openers. Bab Azam obviously at number 3 as captain. Rizwan at number 4. Saud Sakil comes at number 5. Fawad Alam, we know how he's good as a test player, and especially playing as a middle order batsman. Fawad Alam has done a terrific job. So he'll come at number 6. Safras Ahmed will come at number 7. Hassan Ali, Shaheen Shafridi, and my two spinners will be Nauman Ali and Mohammad Nawaz. So that's my playing 11 for Pakistan. Yeah, and my playing 11 for Bangladesh meanwhile, Litan Das, Saif Hussain, Shanto comes at number 3. I remember his innings against Sri Lanka, so I stick with Shanto at number 3. Monimul Haq, captain at number 4, Musfika Rahim at number 5 as wicket keeper, Noor Hassan, Yasir Ali, he's a new name, but I will bring Yasir Ali to on Friday because they don't have Shakib also. So yeah, I don't know who's Shakib's replacement by the way, so I'm not sure. Mehdi Hassan, sorry, Mehdi Hassan, Taijul Islam will be my two spinners, and Islam and Abu Jayad will be my two seamers. They were the two seamers in Sri Lanka as well, so I'll stick with them also at their home conditions, Bangladesh. But still, Pakistan better test squad than Bangladesh. I expect Pakistan to win this 2-0. Let's go through the World Test Championships. We didn't talk much about the table. So even Sri Lanka versus West Indies is also going on. So I'll discuss about that as well. How the match has gone on. But yeah, yeah, we'll go through the Test Championship points table for a second. Yeah. Before going through Sri Lanka versus West Indies, I'll be speaking that in Sinhala, obviously, for the Sri Lankan fans, how the match has gone through so far. But before that, we go through the World Championship points table for a second. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, now India obviously at the lead. They played for 5 Test matches. Now they're going to play 2 more against New Zealand. Sri Lanka versus West Indies. We'll see what happens. The result of that. I'll be discussing about that in a short while. Um, Pakistan come at number 2, number 4 England, so they had last England. But let's see, it's still the beginning of the World Championship table, so can't say anything. And Nitish, you asked why I haven't put Sri Lanka versus West Indies in my thumbnail, because my main focus was on the preview of India versus New Zealand and Pakistan versus Bangladesh, which I summarized very quickly in 25 minutes. But for the Sri Lankan fans, I just want to do a small review of Sri Lanka versus West Indies first test match, because I will be doing a post match analysis of Sri Lanka versus West Indies first test match on Friday, which is why I haven't put that as the thumbnail on my thumbnail or on the description. I think I put it on my description. දැන් මම කතා කරන්න යන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා versus West Indies ගැන. day 1 day 1 to day 4 මේ දැන් day 1 අපි බැලුවට කොට දිමුත් හොඳටම ගැව්වා. මම හිතන්නේ දිමුත් කරුණරත්නගේ ස්ටැට්ස් බලනකොට එයා I think එයා 700 runs ගහලා මේ අවුරුද්දෙම terrific stats මේ දිමුත් තියෙන්නේ. අපි බලමු එයා කොහමද ගහලා තියෙන්නේ මේ 2021 එයාට මේ සුපර්බ් ස්ටැට්ස් තියෙන්නේ. මම අපි බලමු එයා කොහමද මේ ඇවරේජ් කියලා මේ අවුරුද්දෙම 854ක් රන්ස් ගහලා තියෙනවා මේ අවුරුද්දෙම දිමුත් කරුණරත්න. මේ අපි බලමු එයාගේ බැටිං ස්ටැට්ස්. ඉනිංස් 11ක් ගහලා තියෙනවා. එයා මේ ස්කෝ කල්ලා 854ක් ලකුණු 854ක්. එයා මේ ඇවරේජ් එක 76.6යි. ඇවරේජ් එක ස්ට්‍රයික් රේට් එක 56.3යි. එයාට ශත 4ක් තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ එයා කැප්ටන් මේ ඔන්ලි මේ කුමා සංගකාර මේ වැඩියම 100 ගහලා තියෙනවා දිමුත් වැඩිය. ඉතින් ශතක 5ක් එයා ගහලා තියෙනවා කුමා සංගකාරේ. ඒ වගේ ලෙජන්ඩ්ස් වල කම්පෙයාර් කරනකොට දිමුත් හොඳටම කරලා තියෙනවා. කැප්ටන් මේ කැප්ටනුත් වෙලා එයා හොඳටම ගහලා තියෙනවා. එයා හොඳට ගැව්වා මේ ටෙස්ට් මැච් එකේ. එයා අන්ෆෝර්චුනේට්ලි අවුට් වුණා 83න්. මේ හොඳ දැවලීමක් මේ මෙයා කවුද කෝන්වල් ගත්තේ ස්ලිප් අන්ෆෝර්චුනේට් ඩිස්මිසල් එකක්. හැබැයි එයා හොඳට ගහලා තියෙනවා මේ දිමුත් කරුණරත්න මේ අවුරුද්දේ. මේ දිමුත් කරුණරත්න එයා ටොප් 10 ඩිසර්ව් වෙනවා මේ අවුරුද්දේ. හොඳටම ගහලා තියෙනවා. බලමු දිමුත් කරුණරත්න has scored 854 runs in 2021 at an average of 77.6 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. ඔව්. ඉතින් එයා හොඳටම ගහලා තියෙනවා. මේ කවුරුත් බලනවා නම් මේ පස්සේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන්ස්ලා මේ මට කියන්න මේ කමෙන්ට් සෙක්ෂන් එකේ දිමුත් ගැන හොඳටම. ඔව්, as you can see he has scored 854 runs in 2021 at an average of 77.6. Even ICC have mentioned, sorry, even ICC have mentioned about Dimuth Karunaratne on Instagram. So brilliant year for Dimuth Karunaratne. He's been outstanding this year. So yeah, අපි බලමු කොහොමද දැන් because so I'll be translating English at the end, so I'll speak in Sinhala. අපි බලමු කොහොමද මේ day 4 දැන් මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා හොඳ තැනකින් ඉන්නේ. මම හිතන්නේ මේ වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් එක කාලෙක ඒගොල්ලෝ 18යි විකට් 6ක් ගියා. ශ්‍රී ලංකා හොඳටම හිටියා. රමේෂ් මෙන්ඩිස් මේ දෙපාරක් එයා හැට්‍රික් ළඟෙන් හිටියේ. රමේෂ් මෙන්ඩිස් ඉතින් ඒක හොඳයි. මං හිතන්නේ මේ also මේ ඇඹුල් දෙනියොත් විකට් දෙකක් ගත්තා. ඉතින් මේකත් හොඳයි. මම රීප්ලේ ගන්න මේ ෂෝ කරන්න මං හෝප් කරන්න මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් මේ මම මේ ස්ට්‍රයික් ගහන්න නැතුව ඉඳීවි කියලා. මේ කොපිරයිට් ගැව්වේ නැත්තම් මේ අපි ඉක්මනට බලමු මේක. ඔව් රමේෂ් මෙන්ඩිස් කොහමද ගැව්වේ කියලා. ඔව් බලන්න කොච්චර හොඳට off stump මේ pitch කරන්නේ. So how he pitched the ball, especially Ramesh Mendy's brilliant bowling, especially today. I was very impressed with the Sri Lankan bowling at the start, getting very crucial because Shea Hope's dismissal was this. Want to yeah, brilliant bowling once again, Abul Denia in the second innings. This definitely assisted spin and definitely good for Sri Lanka to declare 347. මං හිතන්නේ මේක හොඳ decision එකක්. මං හිතන්නේ දිමුත් චුට්ටක් අඩුවෙන් උත් ගන්න තිබ්බා මේ declaration එක. හැබැයි හොඳටම pitch කරා මේ දෙන්නම රමේෂ් මෙන්ඩිස් උයි ඇම්බුල් දෙනිය. The spin attack of both Ramesh Mendis and Ambul Deni was superb. And dismissing, we want to show, yeah, the way they got the wickets, impressive today. show කරන්න මේ Jason Holder හොඳටම beauty, what a beauty from Ramesh Mendis over there. And West Indies, I think 18 for 6 until I think obviously Joshua Da Silva and Bonner rescued West Indies and brought them to 52 for 6 at the end of day 4. And the highlight obviously Ramesh Mendis 4 for 17 and Ambul Denia 2 for 18. So that has been the highlight. Yeah. So brilliant performance from Sri Lanka, and I hope they win the test match. Only 4 wickets more. They need, I think, only 290 if I'm not mistaken to win. 296. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. Sorry for that alert. Yeah. So but brilliant performance from Sri Lanka in my opinion, and I hope they do well. But yeah, that's it. We wrapped up everything. Sorry for if I didn't take your comments. Yeah. Yeah, I know everyone's interested obviously on the New Zealand versus India series, which starts tomorrow. I definitely predict India will win this test match, but if they lose the toss and New Zealand bat first, then they will draw. Also මම හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා දිනාවි කියලා ටෙස්ට් මැච් එක මේ වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් මම හිතන්නේ කදුළු 4ක් කොහම හරි මේගොල්ලෝ ඩිස්මිස් කරાવી කොහම හරි මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා හෙට හොඳ කැප්ටන්සි මම හිතන්නේ දිමුත් හොඳට ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ 12 points ගත්තොත් points 12ක් ගත්තොත් ඒක වටිනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකාව වලට මේ ටෙස්ට් චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එකට 2021 2023 ටෙස්ට් චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එක ඒක වාසියනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ දින්නොත් මේ සීරීස් එකත් දෙකට බිඳුවක් මං හිතන්නේ ඒක ලොකු අචීව්මන්ට් එකක් මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව වලට. හැබැයි මේ කදුළු 4 definitely ගන්න ඕන ඉක්මනට හෙට because for sure වැස්ස එන්න පුළුවන්. So rain will obviously come. So වැස්ස means rain. So rain can rain affect වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒක වාසි definitely ඒක වාසි වෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට දැන්ට. හිතනවා මම ශ්‍රී ලංකා දිනාවි කියලා හෙට. Also Pakistan versus Bangladesh at last. Definitely I think Pakistan will win 2-0, like how they won the 2020 series 3-0. I expect a Pakistan series victory 2-0. So that's it. Sorry guys, I couldn't take anyone live. I promise I take you guys next time. It's late in night, that's why I didn't take anyone live. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, we'll end it. So yes, that's the wrap up. So obviously we did the preview of India versus New Zealand. We did the summary of that at Kanpur, told about the history of Kanpur, and then obviously how the stats go in favor of India. They've only won 7, but they haven't played a test match for the last 5 years at Kanpur, so that will be special for India. Then we spoke about Pakistan versus Bangladesh at Chattogram. Bangladesh not winning a test match since 2018 at Chattogram. So yeah, so that will be interesting. Then obviously I spoke in Sinhala and English about Sri Lanka versus West Indies. දිමුක් කරුණාරත්නට හොඳ අවුරුද්දක් මේ අවුරුද්දේ හොඳට ගහලා තියෙනවා. also මං හිතන්නේ ප්‍රවීන් ජයවික්‍රම හොඳට බෝල් කරා ෆස්ට් ඉනින්ස් ඒගොල්ලෝ දැවියන්න මේ 230 මං හිතන්නේ ෆස්ට් ඉනින්ස් වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් හොඳට කරා මං හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ තව චුට්ටක් හොඳ එෆර්ට් දැම්මනම් මේ මං හිතන්නේ වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් 1 පොයින්ට් ඒගොල්ලෝ හිටියේ 113යි විකට් 6ට මං හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ ලෝවර් ඕඩර් මේගොල්ලෝ ඩිස්මිස් කරා නම් මං හිතන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ මේ වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් මේ එච්චරලි මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව ගොඩාක් ලීඩයක් ගන්න තිබ්බා 400ක් 450ක් ලීඩයක් ගන්න තිබ්බා ඒක ඩිස්ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් වෙන්න තිබ්බා වෙස්ට් ඉන්ඩීස් වලට ඒ චුට්ටක් මිස්ටේක්ස් කරා ශ්‍රී ලංකා මං හිතන්නේ හැබැයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේ යං සෙට් එකක් මේ ස්පිනර්ස් ස්පෙෂලි මේ ස්පිනර්ස්ලා මේ යොවි මේ youth young set. So I think මේ ඇබුල් ඩෙනියුයි ප්‍රවීන් ජයවික්‍රම ගොඩාක් ගමනක් යන්න පුළුවන් මේ දෙන්න මේ හොඳ ෆියුචර්ස් උත් තියෙනවා මේ ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රිකට් වලට ඉතින් මං හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට කරායි මං හිතන්නේ මේ ෆියුචර් මේ බනිදු හසරංගත් එන්න පුළුවන් ටෙස්ට් සීන් එකේ ඉතින් ඒකත් බලමු ඉතින් කොහමද ඒක වෙන්නේ හැබැයි දැන්ට මං හිතන්නේ ස්පින් ඇටැක් නම් හොඳයි ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස් මං හිතන්නේ චුට්ටක් දැන් ලක්මලුත් මේ වයස යනවා ඔයි චමීරුත් ගොඩාක් ක්‍රිකට් ගහනවා ඉතින් මට වරීඩ් මේ ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස් ගැන ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉන්ජර් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඉතින් විශ්ව ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ අසිත ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ ඒගොල්ලොත් බලන්න ඕන ඉතින් සෙකන්ඩ් ටෙස්ට් එක මං හිතන්නේ oh so yeah so I spoke so we summarized about Sri Lanka versus West Indies definitely මං පුළුවන් කරම් මං කරන්නම් මේ post match analysis එකක් ඉක්මනට මේ West Indies ශ්‍රී ලංකා first test එක මේ summary එක මං මේ review කරන්නම් most probably හෙට හරි සිකුරාදා හරි මං කරන්නම් ඒ test series review එක probably I might do it with Mitchell from the Caribbean Cricket Podcast once again. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, but for now we'll wrap things and yeah. So that's it from the sports breakdown. So please subscribe whoever's viewing. Tell your friends also. Please do subscribe to the sports breakdown. We are nearly reaching 600. අපි තව පොඩ්ඩක් තියෙන්නේ මේ 600 subscribers ලැබු ගන්න. ඉතින් කරුණා කළා මේ subscribe කරන්න red මේ button එක press කරන්න අපි updates දෙනවා latest updates දෙනවා. ඉතින් කොහොම හරි please කරුණා කළා මේ subscribe කරන්න sports breakdown එකට. උයි මේ notification bell එක මේ bell එක click කරන්න කරුණා කළා. So please do subscribe and click the notification bell on for any more updates. I'll definitely take you guys live next time, but I'm so sorry due to being it's really late at night and I have some work to be done also, so I can't take much people live. But yeah, for now we'll end things and yeah, sorry. Thank you so much and yeah, until then see you guys and stay tuned to the sports breakdown for more updates. Sorry. Yes. Stay tuned. Yeah. Stay tuned for more updates and we'll have things up. Yeah.